Hello and welcome back to FT Business School. Business schools are under siege from all directions these days, and no more so than for their teaching methods, which in many universities haven't changed for decades. Not only is technology threatening to disrupt the traditional classroom model, but corporations are shunning business school graduates as the classroom environment becomes more and more divorced from the reality of the business world. Soumitra Dutta is Dean of the Johnson School at Cornell University in the US. Professor Dutta, there are two problems there, aren't there? There is what is taught and there's how it's taught. Which do you think is the biggest problem for business schools?
I think you're very right to identify those two areas, what and how, and I think the issue is in both. Traditionally, the focus really has been on the what part, on the content part. So we have focused a lot in terms of how to teach the content, how to extract some of the ideas from the classroom students who have typically experience, and how to integrate it with the experience and knowledge of the faculty member. But more and more, I think what people are looking for are aspects that extend the learning outside the classroom, and that's one reason why the how it is taught, I think, is becoming more important.
So do you think it's a technology-based how, or do you think it's about working with companies, internships, more that kind of thing?
So I think it's less about technology and more about the key components. So if I look at the experience of what an MBA delivers, it is the content, it is the whole emphasis on creation, and the emphasis on character. And today what you're finding is that many students want to create companies. They actually want to get involved in creating value in actual business projects. So how do we bring the real world into the students' curriculum is a very important challenge for us. Also, at the same time, society demands that we build more character and put more emphasis on ethics and other kinds of important values in our students. So how do we actually prepare that kind of foundational values, and the character is also becoming a very important part.
Right, so how quickly do you think business schools are moving? Are they moving quickly enough so they don't become an irrelevancy to the corporate world?
I think business schools are moving very quickly. So, despite some of it's not perfect, but having said this, I do find the level of innovation happening in the business schools to be tremendous. I'll give you one example. We are involved in this very important high-profile project in New York, building Cornell Tech, the campus. And that really is a very good example of a business school is collaborating with the engineering school, collaborating city government and the private sector to help bring transformation in the economy of region. So it's an example of how a university or a business school can be a very important player.
Right, I understand how this is an ideal at the leadership level, at your level, but isn't part of the problem that professors actually don't want to do this kind of thing, and that the whole system of appointment and promotion of professors, the tenure system, is based on something which isn't about teaching and disseminating ideas? So
you're absolutely right. The notion of a professor also has to be expanded. So we clearly have our traditional research-oriented faculty members. We also need, in addition to them, to complement them, other, let's say, more experience-based faculty instructors, people who bring in different perspectives in the industry. So the combination of the two that actually helps the business school address the challenges.
Right, so do you think we're going to see more and more practitioners teaching in business schools?
I think they already are there in very large numbers, and what we have to do is make sure what they do is integrated and linked up with what the research faculty do, because often the criticism is that the two are very divorced. So bringing them together actually is very important.
Right, so we hear a lot about blended learning, which is about the delivery of programs, about online learning and classroom learning. Do you think that's enough to solve the delivery problem for business schools? Do you think consumers will see that as being sufficient change?
The blended learning is a very important development, no question, but it's been happening for quite some time. And blended learning, just essentially what it does is, in my view, it frees up some of the classroom time for other kind of learning activities. Because essentially by allowing students to learn and to be able to do things in different contexts, either you can use the classroom, the flipped classroom model for different kind of exploration or learning activities with the faculty member, or you can take the classroom time and use it for other non-classroom activities, let's say for company creation, design thinking, field trips to other locations and so on.
Professor Dutta, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
For more on reinventing business schools, go to ft.com/business education.